Howdy folks, I'm Mama B, and today we are going to experiment. This is a new craft for me and I'm so excited to try it. I've got my hot glue gun here, I've got a heat gun here, and I've got this water bottle. Now, and a bunch of markers. So I've also got a pair of scissors and a serrated knife. Now I recommend when cutting open a water bottle that you use a serrated knife because the serrated edge on it gives a little bit of grab to that plastic. And I've got this water bottle, I've already cut the top off with the serrated knife, and now I'm just going to cut into it with my scissors. Now this has a natural design on it, and so I want to use that natural design in my work. Remember, this is a new experiment for me, so I have no idea the effects of what I'm doing. Today's experiment is specifically to try and see what works and what doesn't. Now I've seen art done in this manner, and I should clarify on that statement because I've seen art that was created with plastic bottles. I have no idea how they did it. So this is just me looking at it and thinking, you know what? I think I can do that. So I got my water bottle. Now this is a very, very thick plastic, this bottle that I'm working with right now. And so I'm just going to cut out a piece, and that's going to be the piece that I work with. Okay? I've washed that water bottle out, so it's a little bit wet. And I know that permanent markers don't go well with wet, so we'll just dry that off real good. Okay, so here's my piece. It's very rough. It's got edges sticking out and stuff like that. My experiment today is to find out what the hot glue gun and the heat gun will do with this plastic. So I'm going to color this all in. I'm going to use this red marker. I really like the red. And I'm going to use the design of the bottle to incorporate it into the design of my colors. And I'm just going to color because I want to know what the colors do with the heat gun. And I want to know kind of overall the effect of all this stuff. Now the nice thing about doing this is I believe we all have a little bit of a rebel streak. And my rebel streak is I hate following patterns, instructions, recipes, all that stuff. It actually gives me a little level of anxiety. So if I can do without, I will. But I'm going to pick out my colors and just kind of decorate this. It's going to be really pretty. Yay. And then we'll have a piece of work that we can experiment with. The nice thing about using water bottles and things like this is not a lot of money has gone into this craft project. And the cheaper the better, right? So I'm going to color out this design. Oh, that one looks like it's about to die. Let's try a fresher one. I'm going to color out my design and then we can see what I'm working with here. That one doesn't look like it wants to do much more. I might have picked the wrong color for the big area. Quite likely I did. There's an orange. Watch, that'll work. Ah, that'll work. Okay, so to speed this up a little bit, I've also got these little corner pieces of plastic we're going to experiment with. So first we're going to start with the hot gun, the heat gun. Alright, this might be a little bit loud, so I apologize in advance. And let's go. See what it does. right, that's getting a little bit hot. You can see it's curling the edges. It pulled in some of my straggly edges. I'm sure if I put that to that a little bit more, it would pull that in as well. It's curling it on and taking a shape of its own. All right, let's go ahead and melt that. Apply heat to that little spot there and see what it does. That curled it right up, so you don't have to worry about those extra edges. Do be a little bit careful of the heat. So you can see it's warping it a little bit, and you can control that. I don't know how yet, but you can control it by how much heat you apply and take away, and all of a sudden you become an artist. Check it out. Let's try this a little bit more. Look at that. So the more heat I add to it, it changes the direction of the plastic and it does all kinds of different things. So now I know a little bit about this, but honestly, there are experts out there that I'm sure have already gone through all of these steps that I'm doing, but I'm just having fun with it. And I highly recommend, when you're an artist of any form, have fun with it. Let's see what it does if I hit it right at the middle of the bullseye, shall we? Okay, so that's making it do all kinds of different things. This is a really fun thing to experiment, but also check this out. I got it a little too hot in one spot, and a lot of people might look at that and say, oh, you've ruined it. But what I've actually done is added texture there. So now I know if I let it sit there for too long, it will change the texture, and I see it cooling, and it's also changing the finish. It's kind of got a milky look to it now. So you can use all these different things in your art form and whatever it is you're making if you know how to control it. All right, now I've also got these little pieces that I'm gonna hot glue on, but I'm gonna melt them down a little bit so they'll match the work a little bit more. That's hot. Be careful picking it up. But you see how it curls? That's going to look a lot better than just a jaggedy piece of triangle plastic, right? So that's a little bit better. Do be careful of burning yourself. Don't do it. Also, if you move this fast, you'll have more control and not burn your plastic. So if you don't want that, move your heat gun around so that it doesn't give the bubbly, milky look. All right. Whew, very hot. Okay, I want to polish off these ends just a little bit once that's cooled a little bit, and then we're going to incorporate the glue gun and see how it works for holding our pieces on. And it's all hot, ready to go. It's a little bit better. All right, let's hit these with the heat gun and see if we can get the ends rounded a little more. All right, I'm gonna say that's a small enough piece that I'm good with how that looks. Part of it is I really just don't want to get burned. Okay, move my heat gun out of the way and let's try the glue gun. And then it's just about applying the artistic eye. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there in the middle. And I don't think it takes very much. I think that the hot glue will work because specifically it is a plastic that we're dealing with. You probably want to be careful when applying the heat gun after you've applied the hot glue gun. If you've got it just how you like it, you may want to do the appliques after you're finished with your heat gun, because I could see where it's a hot glue that the heat gun would make that fall apart. But it feels like, I mean, it's still kind of warm, but it feels like it's starting to set. So I think that my hot glue gun would work for this particular project. All right, so I just told you wait to apply heat, but I kind of want to see if I can get this to curl a little bit different. I'm liking how this looks, not so much how this looks. I could probably cut more plastic and apply it to there, but I don't know. I'm having fun with the heat gun, to be honest. Let's do it. All right, I like that. Now, what do I do with this? I have no idea. Learn from it, figure out how I want to use the things that I've learned, the techniques that I've learned now, and just have fun with it. I mean, I don't even know what you call this, but you can imagine that you can do a whole lot of fun creativity with a hot glue gun, pair of scissors, a water bottle, and some markers, and a heat gun. The heat gun's really fun to experiment with. So I hope that this really sparks your imagination and just makes it go wild. And I hope that you get creative. Thank you so much for watching our videos and for all the friendly comments and support you guys give us. And you guys have a fantastic day.